Hello, I am David Behrens. I am an artist and gallery owner. I own a art gallery in Old Town Albuquerque. It's called David Behrens Gallery, and it is located 326 San Felipe Street in Albuquerque, New Mexico, in a beautiful historic area called Old Town. Please stop by if you can. My website is davidbehrensgallery.com. DavidBehrensGallery.com. And I'd be honored if you come and check out my art.
Connect with the Artist Series, Original Founding Fathers.
So I'm here to talk a little bit about one of my paintings called Original Founding Fathers. Now, Original Founding Fathers, for whatever reason, has become the piece that I'm known for. And I think, when it comes to music or art or whatever, every artist is connected to an image or a song. You think of Led Zeppelin, you think of Stairway to Heaven. Original Founding Fathers, people have seen that piece all over the country. I sell it overseas and that kind of thing. And I think what I like about Original Founding Fathers is that it touches on what I might call collective consciousness. So, I'll kind of unpack that statement. So what I think is that there are really deep feelings that people share when it comes to the injustice done to Native people or whatever. There is a deep feeling that many times is unarticulated. And I think that what an artist does, it articulates this collective consciousness. And I think that's what is happening here at Original Founding Fathers. So let me get into the icons of Original Founding Fathers. First of all, there are four proud chieftains and native leaders. Left to right is Chief Joseph, Sitting Bull, Geronimo, and Red Cloud. And in the back is the major icon, Mount Rushmore. And so there is, these proud chieftains in front of Mount Rushmore, and the message is simple, but then there's layers to it. So in the painting, what I'm doing, I'm challenging the notion that we are conditioned when we hear certain phrases to connect with images, and it's just the human experience. So when you hear Founding Fathers spoken, automatically we're conditioned to think of the presidents. And in this case, Roosevelt, Jefferson, Washington, and Lincoln. And what I think about when I was doing this painting is, that statement is not quite accurate. It is most accurately depicting Native people. And many of you know the history, but America's history did not start 1492. Obviously, there was thousands of years of history of the indigenous people to the Americas. Some people say that they came over on the land bridge, that type of thing. But here, I live in an area of the country called, the Great Southwest. I'm in New Mexico. And the Native people that have lived here have honestly never been displaced. They have been here forever and ever. Amen. Of course, the Navajos went on the long walk, and that kind of divided their people. But anyway, getting back to the painting, what I like about the painting is that there's a pride, there is this feeling of resoluteness that is depicted in the faces of these Native people. And specifically, I chose these leaders and these chiefs because I personally was inspired by them, by their stories. You think about somebody like Chief Joseph, who his eloquent speeches and heartfelt struggle he had to protect his people. You think about Geronimo and how he was constantly being pursued and was an inch from his life so many different times, but seemed to elude the soldiers that were pursuing him. It's really, when you can't help but feel a kindred, a feeling of the rises of injustice And so this painting calls, sheds light on the injustice of American history that does not include Native American history. And I think that's one of the bottom lines. Um, a lot of people ask me, are there correlations between the presidents and the Native people? There's some loose connections. For example, Red Cloud, who's on the far right of the painting, he's wearing around his neck a peace medal, and on the peace medal is Lincoln's image. Well, he's right underneath Lincoln. Red Cloud happened to be a contemporary of Lincoln. He was the chief of the Oglala Sioux in the late 1860s. And peace medals were given to many chiefs and leaders over the span of about 100 years or so to promote goodwill and peace among the newly formed government, U.S. government, and Native leaders. And as we look back on history, it's a very sad. It's a memento of shame, really, that these chieftains wore these medals, and they were so proud, and they felt honored with these. But the government broke not just some, but every single treaty that was made with these Native people. Geronimo is right underneath Roosevelt, and Roosevelt is really, it's kind of an interesting story because Roosevelt reached out to Geronimo when he was elected president and asked Geronimo to march in his inaugural parade in the year 1901. So I thought that was an interesting kind of connection. So there's some connections there, but the main thrust of the painting is to shed light on a deeper truth. And so many times we're conditioned and don't even question history. And in the painting, I'm asking all to question history and to own the story of the United States as their story, because we all play a part in it. And we're not people that are split by all different races and that type of thing. We're people with either compassionate hearts or hearts that have been calloused. And it's my hope, my prayer that my paintings and all the things I'm surrounded with help me to have more of a compassionate heart.
If you're interested in purchasing a gift created by David, you could go online to davidbehrensgallery.com, where you'll find a wide selection of items featuring David's artwork, including mugs, prints, t-shirts, and more. If you find yourself in Albuquerque, head to the historic Old Town area to be transported back in time. The authentic original buildings and local cuisine provide a perfect backdrop for a collection of David's artwork and the unique, hand-picked artwork of local craftsmen. You can find the gallery at 326 San Felipe Street, Northwest 87104. Thank you.